considering are not readily available to you yet. So it's important to ask for help from the invisible realms, from helpers in the upper world. For now, wait. Does that card resonate with you?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah. That was really on the money, on the spot.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you. Yeah.
So anyway, as I was saying, a couple of new people that came in, we have our guest speaker tonight, which is Ron Michael, who is a dear, dear friend, considered family, an incredible energy worker, intuitive, and has helped us in immeasurable ways with regards to our health, well-being in the most natural way possible. And I really wanted to share this with everybody because I mean, we've known Ron for over 2 years now, but I've got to say in the past 9 months, what I've experienced through his, I'm going to let him describe it. What I've experienced with Ron has been absolutely immeasurable. It's been incredulous. And when it comes time, I'm going to share my story, my experience with Ron. So just the whole purpose of this is to let you know how in touch we are with our bodies, how energetically conscious we are with our bodies, how we can shift the energy in our bodies so easily. And if we haven't got that ability, how others can tap into and help us do this. So with that said, Ron, welcome to our Law of Attraction group.
Thank you so much, Emily and Garrett. I am so grateful to be here. This is a beautiful group. You guys have such an amazing energy and amazing love vibe. It's just an awesome opportunity, and I'm so grateful to be here. Yeah, so it's been terrific. It's amazing. Ever since I met you guys, things have accelerated in a way that has just been beyond comprehension as far as evolution and just scaling up as far as my own personal growth, and the support that we've been to each other has been just spectacular. So I'm so grateful to be able to, as you say, play together in this beautiful realm that we're in, of this creating the magic that is development of our lives. So I guess maybe you can take, if you ask me a couple of questions to guide this along to
Absolutely.
impactful for your audience, that would be
So,
great.
you know what? As a matter of fact, I think I will start with our story. I knew that Ron had been working with herbs and working in with kinesiology and connecting with the body. And one day it was just like, hey, tell me more about this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had Ron do a session on me, and I'm going to let him explain what all of that is. But I had him do a session on me, and now I know body talk, I know about connecting, but I had no idea it could go into this level. What Ron didn't know when he was connecting with me physically, and I'm just, and now, oh, by the way, and this is over a Zoom call that Ron did this with me. It was not, no, it was in person the first time. The first time it was in person. I had no idea, really, I had no idea what this was about. I was clueless. But I want to say ironically, but sympathetically, it just happened to be that about 3 months before my session with Ron, I was diagnosed years ago with hypothyroidism. They put me on, it was a natural thyroid medicine, but for whatever reason, 3 months prior to my session with Ron, I decided not to renew my prescription. I remember when they told me I was going to have to be on this prescription for the rest of my life, I literally cried in the doctor's office. I don't know why, but it was the idea of, what do you mean I can't, no, it just didn't resonate with me. That's what it was. It didn't resonate with me. And not only that, but so when the last time I'd gone to the doctor, not only they told me where my thyroid levels were, which were still out of range, even though I was on the medication, but they'd also told me that my vitamin B levels were low and my vitamin D levels were low. So, and again, I have no idea what to, expect with this session with Ron. So as Ron's doing this session on me, he's going through all these things, and it's all through kinesiology. He's all tapping in. And again, I'm going to let him explain this process, but he literally comes up with thyroid, vitamin B deficiency, vitamin D deficiency. Had no idea. And I was just so floored about this. I was just like, all right, tell me what I need to be doing health-wise. Tell me what I need to be doing to do this naturally. And so I started going on I started using all of the suggestions that he made, all of the recommendations that he did. And I swear to God, I've been literally taking melatonin at least like 5 nights a week. I still had energy levels that, would just plummet in the middle day. I think it was only about maybe 3 days in, I swear to God, my energy levels went through the roof. The only time I had experienced energy levels like this was when I was on a full cleanse that I did with Tony Robbins for a week, and when I was on a cleanse that a really intensive, a lot of work involved cleanse that I did that my cousin had done, which I still love, but it's something that I just could not keep up every day. So when we checked in, I'm just going to jump forward to, and so the whole process of this was checking in every 3 months to see what needed to be altered. Well, at the last check-in, my thyroid levels were completely normal. This is more normal than they were when I was on the thyroid medication. And not only that, but Ron didn't know it in this last session, which was literally just last week. Ron didn't know it. I have heartburn issues, and it's like, I sort of got, it's like every other food right now gives me heartburn. And Ron didn't know it, but I'd gone off the Prilosec that I was taking a couple of weeks prior. So I was dealing with the stomach acid reflux a little bit more, but I was doing it more naturally and taking baking soda at night. What's the only new thing that Ron pulls up for me? Is literally the presence of stomach acids, and that, yes, I was doing the right thing and starting to take the baking soda at night. So, I mean, this just really blew me away. And I've got to say, the last 9 months, the only time I've had to take melatonin is, once a month, the week prior to that lovely time of the month when I just have insomnia at the yin yang. But it's literally, I haven't had sleep problems. I sleep so much more soundly. I have energy levels that don't drop off at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm waking up with higher energy levels. And it's all natural. And I want to share this, because even if this doesn't specifically resonate with you, the energy behind it, the science behind it, everything is just, it's beyond incredible. So Ron, with that, I'm going to hand it off.
If I may,
yeah.
Ron, just because you and I have done this 1,000 times before.
Yeah, sure, Garrett.
If you wouldn't mind just telling everybody who you are and where you came from, and then what you offer with the supplements that you offer, and
or the program.
Yeah, the program. I don't like to use the word supplement.
No, I don't either.
Because these are and we're not trying to sell you guys on anything. We're just trying to.
No.
Anyway.
We're sharing. This is energy work. This is energy work.
The products that he does utilize are, and he's just about to explain that, are at another level. So if you could just go into who you are, what you do, and your story. Yeah. How you
tell it. Yeah. Give us a little synopsis of your story, love.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity. So, how I came about all this information and what I'm doing now is about in 25 plus years ago, I was in a near fatal auto accident. I was hit head on by a truck at 70 miles an hour. Died 3 times. I had 2 near-death experiences. One of them was the typical standard angels coming and telling me it wasn't my time, and I would recover from this, and what I learned would be able to be brought back to the world to help and heal others and inspire others, to let them know that nothing is impossible. So that being said, I got an, excuse me, got a little allergy.
No worries, love.
The Texas allergies. Okay, so so I was hit head on by a truck. I wound up being in the hospital for 3 months, 24 broken bones. I have 14 herniated discs, spinal cord damage that doctors have never witnessed anyone surviving through. And I was in a wheelchair for 6.5 years, had 70+ surgeries, and was told I would never walk again. I would never, just never, 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 you'll never do anything again, basically, from dozens of doctors. So through the course of over a 20-year journey, after, like I said, 70+ surgeries and 6 hip replacement surgeries, I was on a dozen prescription medications, being told by doctors that I would need these for the rest of my life. There was nothing I could do about it. I would be in pain for the rest of my life. This damage and that damage and all the injuries would not permit me, any freedom like that beyond that at all. And it came about one day where I went into a doctor's office for what they told me was routine blood work. And I was told that the results of that blood work showed that I had stage 4 liver damage and 6 to 9 months to live. And I asked why, and they said, well, of course, all the dozen prescription medications you're on are killing your liver. So I said, the ones that you're writing me for? Yeah, okay. So that was the end of Western and traditional medicine for me, even though it did save my life and the trauma in the emergency room and the treatment, the surgeries, etc. But as far as long-term care goes and getting me better, I'll just speak about me, it was not functional. So at that moment, I sought out natural alternatives. I had already been working with Qigong, Tai Chi. I am a certified hypnotherapist as well, so was very accustomed to moving energy through the body, and a lot of different techniques that I developed on my own to heal that spinal cord damage and the pain and things that I was going through. So sought out natural medicine, naturopaths, holistic doctors, etc., and wound up getting some results, but using energy and nutrition, this energy movement meditation that I do, and specific morning routines, I was able to heal my liver within 6 months and bring it back into what even medical records and blood tests show were normal liver function levels, which doctors said was, on no uncertain terms, nothing short of a miracle. So fast forward through that, I was still on a lot of supplements, trying to replace, getting off all the medications, trying to replace the quote unquote benefits of these medications, antidepressants, anti-anxiety meds, and anti-inflammatories, and getting limited results, spending a lot of money on supplements every month. Fast forward to me meeting the mentor who I have now, who I learned this system that I bring to other people. 1, 2, 3. And I went to see him. He evaluated me and told me, basically, I brought a shopping bag full of supplements that I was on. And he tested me for them. Told me, this is all good quality stuff. It's the top of the line, most manufactured with the highest integrity. But 90% of it is not working for you because your body cannot utilize that right now, because it needs to do these 2 or 3 things to bring the majority of the imbalances that are being experienced back into alignment. So I followed the program and the protocol that he set up for me. And within weeks, I was feeling a lot better.
I know that feeling.
Exactly.
Except mine wasn't as extreme.
So I found this very interesting, since I had been seeing the top doctors in holistic professionals, naturopaths, etc., and only getting limited results. This was something that was literally on the next level. So I began studying with him, and this is a system in Canada, and being treated by him and just having some spectacular results. Wound up training, becoming certified, and now bringing the system to other people. I'm the only one doing this in the US. And what it incorporates is a reading of the bioenergetic information field of a person's body, so that it's not based on the science even that's in the textbooks. It's not based on anybody else's opinion of what a person needs, or what's in the supplement on the supplement shelf, or what is supposed to be, you know, the cookie cutter. This is what you need if you have this. It's literally a specific and laser targeted reading of a person's body, and the subconscious mind telling me exactly what it needs to work on, what areas need to be worked on, and what the body needs to work on those areas, and how much and when. So it's a very specific program. Things that are required are sequenced in a way that the body can actually utilize it at the precise time, so you get the maximum benefit and results out of the investment that you're making in yourself. So then, in addition to that sequencing and that blueprint that's created through this bioenergetic reading, I have a frequency-based herbal combination formulas that actually have been combined and studied over the last 40 years, combined using resonance, harmonics, and frequencies to actually deliver not only physical herbs and benefit to the body, but information packets that are based on frequency profiles that your body requests through this reading of this blueprint, and delivers those frequencies to the body to actually remind it of its original DNA blueprint and accelerate the progress of the return back into full balance and vitality as quickly as possible. So it's just a next level system that works on energy. And we know when we're working with energy versus working in the physical, things happen a lot faster, a lot quicker, and a lot more efficiently. So
That's for sure.
basically a summary of it.
So I've got a question. So basically, you make an appointment with somebody makes an appointment with you, and they go through this testing with you. So in addition to, okay, I see this is what the body needs, but you also find out like what the body doesn't need. Like I know for us, you found out for us to minimize pork and turkey intake. For Garrett, fruit intake was
shellfish.
He didn't like that one. Yeah.
I didn't like that one because now I don't get to have it. Well, I do, but not as often.
Right.
But so, I mean, it's not, I just, because I really want to hammer home with everybody. Garrett and I get nothing out of this. It's just something that we have benefited from so much that I've been wanting to share with everybody else, and this information about how we can do all this stuff in a new way, do this energetically. So I've got a question. Would somebody benefit from just doing a session with you just to find out this stuff? Even like say they've got their regimen going, but just to do a session with you to find out, okay, well, this is working for you, this isn't working for you. And so it's not just all about like the supplements, it's also doing a session with you and finding this out, right?
Exactly, Emily. That's a great question. Yeah.
Yeah, because you know what? I mean, and this is my own, I'm sorry, I don't mean to.
No,
this is my own trigger. And so that's why I keep putting it out there. By any means I'm not trying to say we're trying to promote this program, although I've got to say it's amazing. But what I'm trying to get at is the energy behind it, being able to find out this information. And the fact that in my case, it was completely corroborated by a doctor. So I'm sorry, I'll let you go. So yes, somebody doing an appointment with you, what other information can they find out other than that has to do with that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even completely separate from the formulas that I offer, I'm able to go through the 20-minute assessment, goes through 2,000 numerical values. I measured, again, measuring the body's bioenergetic information field, and it's basically speaking to me about what the different levels of function are for many, many different areas. So I run through 2,000 numerical values of different systems and 153 specific bodily systems, and come up with a blueprint of exactly what's going on. And what we do is we highlight what the body is saying are the most important things to focus on. So we could think about there being 100 different things that you would want to do that we think we might need. I'll give you the 3, 4, or 5 things that really will, if they are focused on, will give you the maximum impact, or like return on your investment of time, energy, and if you choose supplementation, to bring things back into balance. And if things are in balance, to upgrade and optimize every level of your life, mental, physical, emotional, and the spiritual body.
Yeah.
Pointing out foods that might not be working for you, that might be difficult to determine, but the body is going to speak to us and let us know what's working, what's not. And just through that alone, following that blueprint alone, without even adding anything else, it's just another way to level up and optimize.
So now, what's the difference between somebody doing it with you in person versus somebody doing it with you on a Zoom call?
Yeah, great question. As we know, there is no time and space. Everything is energy. So we're able, and especially this group knows that, we're able to do this equally, just as effectively over Zoom, even over the phone, as long as we have a connection and we have mutual permission, and there's an exchange of energy going on. I have done this many times. Actually, 90% of the work that I do is over Zoom. I have people all over the world that I work with, and it's equally as effective. And it's really, really surprising, but to some people, but we know that everything is energy. So we're just tuning into it.
So you're just, because I know when you're in person, you're tapping
in
connection with me. So when you're doing it like over a Zoom call or over the call, you're just kind of surrogate or just.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Proxy. Yeah. So I'm doing the tapping, and I'm actually, there's three parts of it. I'm basically asking the question. I see that in my mind, in my peripheral view, and then the answer is there, and then I'm using this special sequence, kinesiological sequence that's been developed again by my mentor over 40 years to verify, triple confirm what I'm seeing on the intuitive and visual level.
Yeah.
So it's highly, highly accurate.
I so accurate, crazy accurate.
Would you be willing in the future, if we do a little more promoting, especially within this group, to do a
reading
where people bring their supplements, their things, and even I would like to, because I always like to mess with you. And see if this is actually, because we've actually done this with Ron, where I'll hold something in my hand, and it's usually like a battery or something, and I'll say,
right,
it's good for me, and he can pick it out. So I just wonder if you would be into, if we plan on this, that if anyone's interested and wants to hear more, that that we put together a meetup, or
do another meetup, just like featuring like what a session would look like and stuff for you.
That's a great idea. Yeah,
I love that.
To do that. I'd love to do that.
So
awesome.
If anybody is so far intrigued or leaning in, please
let us know. So what I want to do right now, I want to see, does anybody have any questions for Ron? If you do, please just either raise your hand or unmute yourself. If anybody does, I know it's like, completely new and I don't expect anything, but I just want to open up if anybody does have any questions about it or anything. Nope, everybody's good. Everybody's on board. Okay, Ron, and I want to ask if you have anything else that you wanted to share about it.
Well, thank you, Emily. The difference between the work that I do with this energetic work and your typical supplementation or dietary suggestions and things like that, is that what I'm doing is identifying the sources of imbalances, the root cause. It's not going after the symptoms, which we have been so brilliantly trained by Western and traditional medicine to be focusing on. Instead of worrying about if someone has a headache, they treat the headache. If someone has an ache and pain, they treat the ache and pain. When the way my approach works is that though I look at those as symptoms of an underlying cause, and usually there's only 2 or 3 imbalances in the body. And once we address those, there are no more symptoms, because the underlying cause that created those symptoms is now gone, and everything comes back into balance, and it happens very quickly. Results are really lightning fast, like nothing else I've ever seen. And that's why I got into this. I'm not selling what I'm doing for that purpose, but I got into this because this is actually a new this is new paradigm. This is next level. This is the new shift.
This is yeah. Now this is where everything's going. I mean, and so you're basically, so when you do session with me, you're relying on my body to tell you.
Absolutely, it's not my opinion.
Exactly, and
Right.
and as I mean, so many of you on this call have experienced Garrett and I, you know, pulling out information, channeling, how just Garrett's card readings, you know, pulling into what your higher self is wanting to tell you. Ron's basically connecting with the body in that way, and you know, but on a level of understanding that I just like, it's all you, you go there. Not my level of expertise whatsoever.
Right.
Could you,
Yeah.
Fareed,
Definitely.
just explain what the difference between supplements that we can buy off the shelf and what you're providing? Because I really want to drive that point home, because it's not like, you know, these are just, you know, something you get off the shelf anywhere.
Although I know some of the stuff that you recommended for us, we
Mm-hmm.
told us go buy this on Amazon. You need more of
Right.
this. You need more of that.
Yeah, sure. When your body is asking for something that can be provided, well, I just go with what the body is saying it needs and what the best thing for it is. So if that happens to be something that I have available, great. If it's not, then I want the person to get the greatest results, the best, have the greatest impact.
Mhm.
And so that's what I'm suggesting. So, and that's part of the analysis and the evaluation.
Okay, well, Jan is already saying she'd love to schedule an appointment. So awesome,
Right, let's do
awesome.
it.
We will definitely hook you guys up
All right.
together
Fantastic.
for sure. There's oh, I had something else that I wanted to. Oh, and I know because you just mentioned it to me once. The mentor who developed a lot of these combinations that you have. You said there's something like, I mean, it's not, because everybody's different and it depends on the environment that they live in. So you were saying that a lot of people that you work with, say in Canada, have a lot of different needs than say people who you work with in California that have a lot of different needs, and people who are on the East Coast that have different needs. Because so this, you're talking what, and he's got such, or what has been developed by this is such a plethora of different stuff that it literally tailors to region.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I do remember you saying something about that before. Yeah.
Because the environmental factors that come in, the water, when I've traveled all throughout
Water
Canada,
thing, yes.
and we travel from city to city and see people out on a 3-month cycle basis. And the cities we travel to, since the energetic testing, and this is a testament to its accuracy, the needs that those people have are very similar depending on the environment, the air, the water, the food, just all the environmental factors, even EMF, and if they're up in the woods a little bit more or toward the city, that will impact it as well. So it's really super interesting the way that works.
Awesome. Yeah, because it like I said, I remember when you told me that, because I was just like, oh, well, Garrett and I have very similar stuff. And And then you were saying, yeah, but this is like light years different from, people that I'm working with here. And you were telling us that, well, I mean, obviously Garrett and I live in the same house. We're eating the same
Right.
stuff, but
Right. That
you
makes a
said
lot
that it
of
was
sense.
more than that, that it was environmental
Mhm.
and the water thing that you came up with for us. And literally Ron knew exactly when we were supposed to have our water filter changed. We had forgotten, we couldn't remember like where we had written it down or anything like that. And Ron's like, your water needs a little, it's slipping a little bit. And I swear to God, it was right on with when we were supposed to change our water filter. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up. It really, it's uncanny. It's
Mhm.
uncanny.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
okay, yeah, all right, so wonderful. All right, so yeah, we've got quite a few people here who are interested. Yeah, Ron, how would people who want to find out more, how do you want them to get a hold of you? Do you want us to do it through us? Do you want me to put up your
Mhm.
email?
Yeah,
People
we can do.
contact you directly.
They can do that, or I can send a link to you for them to check out the website. And if they want to move forward, there's a few questions, and we can set up a quick discovery call to
Okay,
see
so
what.
I'm gonna put up the website again, and then um,
I'll send you the link for the exact page so they can go directly to it.
yeah, and I've got everybody, I've made a note of everyone who is on the call, so I'll email you that as well. Ron,
Oh, okay.
what's your email again, Ron?
It's aligned one,
That's right.
ALIGNED, the number one.
Yeah,
At Gmail.
at Gmail. Okay, perfect. So I'm putting that up as well. So if you guys want to get in touch with me directly, you don't have to wait for me to send out the email.
Right.
And you can just get, so I've got ascensionkeys.com and aligned1@gmail.com.
I
Yeah, this is.
I will just say anybody. I will say this. Take this to the bank. Anybody that reaches out to Ron and opens their heart and allows him to work with them, you will have a life-changing experience. Your jaw will hit the floor.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Thank you, Garrett.
It's really unbelievable. And this brings me to what Emily was talking about a little bit earlier. Can you talk to us a little bit about, and I believe it's called the free radicals and all the stuff that's in our air and whatnot, and how that we don't even realize how much that's affecting us.
But we also don't want to get into the fear part, but how we can be aware of that without getting into the fear aspect of it.
Well, right. But I just want you to just explain how with the vibrancy of these herbs that actually helps counteract some of these things that are all affecting us just because we're in a mechanical age and things are in the air.
Really good point, Garrett. Thanks. Thank you for asking. Yeah, since these formulas, well, everything I'm doing is working on frequencies and reading the frequencies of the body and what the body is saying and what it's asking for. So the formulas that I use, since they are also based on frequency and delivering these information packets and frequency profiles, it helps to, not just helps, but does offset a lot of the environmental factors that are coming in, including some of the formulas that we've used together. When the body calls for it, actually lower the sensitivity to EMF and can, as we know, sometimes there are certain things being released into the sky for geoengineering purposes, et cetera, without, like Emily said, getting into the fear of that, just the awareness of it. We're able to combat that. We're able to keep ourselves clear of that and not have it impact us, since we have the ability to read exactly what the body needs and provide the frequencies and the balancing that's required to optimize again.
You go first.
And
you go first.
One other thing, because this
and then I have one more.
I don't know if this is separate or not, but could you also explain what about your other part of what you do with, because you've helped me a lot with, you pulled stuff out from my 20s that I forgot.
Oh, the other energy work that you do.
Just,
right.
Full circle, Ron.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you, Garrett. Yeah, I do some energetic work doing emotional transmutation Again, it's based on reading the bioenergetic information field using a kinesiological process that tunes into, as Bruce Lipton has said, the subconscious mind is 95% of our intelligence. This thing up here is 5%. If we're able to tap into that 95%, we can know exactly what is the biggest block that we have at that particular time that needs to be released, that can give us the greatest transformation, the greatest ease and grace, and help us move toward our highest good as quickly as possible. And we're able to transmute that energy without even basically of past emotional traumas, emotional intense situations, without even having to relive it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm able to remind the person of exactly what that is, what age it happened, and their subconscious mind brings it up, and they can recall an event. Sometimes it doesn't even make sense, as Garrett and I have shared. And it's like, okay, well, that didn't seem like it was something that was really in the way. And once we transmute that, which is this really super simple process where I connect with a person's guides, angels, their higher self, always asking permission to make sure that that's an alignment for them and their highest good. Once that's transmuted, we've had reactions where people have really felt like they've really released a lot of energy from past situations that they didn't even know were impacting them. And that's something I also do sessions with as well.
Yeah, I just want to show, I don't know if this will come up, but the first, I don't know if this is a mirror image. The image with the less activity is when the ego mind is in the way. The image with the more activity is when we can release the ego mind enough, whether it's meditation or cacao or whatever helps you release, or doing theta brainwave exercises. Mm-hmm. That's how much more activity when we can get out of the ego mind. And this is from 60 Minutes, guys. So, and it was the third time they aired that study. The last thing that I just want to say is, now, this is a law of attraction group. We know we have absolute power over our bodies. We can create, I could grow an extra limb. If I truly believed that I could grow an extra limb, I could go walk through that wall if I truly believed it. But here's the thing is, we have ego minds. I don't know how to read into my body. I don't know how to heal my body all the time. I'm learning. I'm getting there. When I get into that oneness, I'll be there. But this is what I love about what you do, because until we're able to remember how to just heal, like, or not even get to a place where we have to heal, this is what I love about doing this energetically.
Yeah.
And letting the body tell us what it wants, what it needs, as opposed to, like you said, working from the body as opposed to from the symptoms.
So basically, when our bodies, when we learn to not go to judgment, fear, anger, shame first, and go to love, compassion, understand, all those, that's when humanity's going to just, that's for another moment.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what I would like to do, unless there's something else,
let me throw this out as a whatever.
Okay.
People, is if anyone wants to ask Ron anything or have him test something, like, do you have this, things that you're taking and you've been taking them forever and you're like, they're just not doing anything. If there's anything you have, go grab it. And
well, that's what I was going to say. Let's go round table, and Ron's going to be on the call till the end, right, Ron? You're not going anywhere?
Let's
awesome.
Do this. Yeah.
So I don't know if Kiana would like to. I know, Kiana, we wanted to pull cards. Would you like to go first? Would you like to share first?
Sure. Yeah, this is my entire bag full of just stuff. Different supplements, medications, just like items. I don't know, I don't know what you want. Do you want me to tell you something that's happened, or like?
I wouldn't tell him anything that's happened.
Right.
Okay.
It's so fun when he figured.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that I don't know what to do.
I'm sorry, Ron, you take it. I'm gonna be quiet.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. Thanks, Em. Yeah, so during a full evaluation, which would take about 20 minutes, I can run through all the capacities of the organs and glands and let you know exactly what your body is saying needs to be focused on, and what's in balance and what's not. And then after we ascertain that, we can go through those supplements and those medications, if they are prescriptions or over the counter, and see. And I'm not, again, I'm not a doctor of any kind and all that stuff, and I don't recommend anybody not taking their meds, but I can just tell you what your body is saying is working and what's not. And especially with the supplements, we can tell. And if you want to pull a couple out, I could go through it with you right now. Maybe something that is working for you and something that is not, and don't tell me which one it is. And and we can see what's going on for you with that. And this also saves people not only a lot of money, but a lot of time. And to get the greatest impact out of any program, especially when we're spending money, time, and investing in ourselves like that, we want to know exactly what is working or what's working best for us.
Okay. We'll do these. Can I do 3?
Yeah, sure. Of course. Okay. Super B complex. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And what does that say?
Cinnamon complex
Okay.
and vitamin D3.
D3. Okay. So what I first need to do is ask your permission to proxy test.
You have my permission.
Okay. All right. So now we have an energy exchange going on. So in just a few seconds, I'm going to connect. Okay. Definitely have connection. Okay. So if you want to hold up the first one, I can get a number on that. Okay. So that's a super B complex. Okay. So the scale that I use goes from kind of like 0 to 100, but it's 15 to 93. And for supplements, we want to be at 90 and above. We can be at a 93, which is the sweet spot where the way I use the phrase, the magic really happens, where there's multiple effects in many parts of the body that supplement is supporting. So that particular B complex is around a 50. So it's really not working for you, and it can be actually a little congestive. In other words, there could be things in there that if the body is not able to utilize and properly assimilate, become waste product, and then the body needs to expend energy to get rid of it. So that may not be the best choice for you right now at this time. Does that make sense?
It does.
All right. So the next one, cinnamon complex. So what was the reason you chose to take that? What information or what are you looking to solve with that?
I don't even remember who told me to take that and
Okay.
when. I just take it at night. So I don't know. It says metabolic health.
Okay.
I have no idea, but I've just been taking it.
Okay, so that's another one that is not working for you. From what your body is saying, it's actually under a 50. So that is something that probably would not be beneficial to continue taking. Not based on my opinion, but based on what your body is saying. So my opinion, my judgment does not get into this. And when I'm asking these questions, I'm asking because I don't know the answer, basically. My conscious mind does not have the answers to that. So I'm just going with what the intelligence, the supercomputer intelligence of our bodies is telling us. All right. Now, vitamin D is critically important, vitally important, I should say, for all of us. Even when we get a lot of sunlight, we typically, with the environmental stresses that the majority of us, if not all of us, are under, we do need to supplement vitamin D. So particular brands, since I do this work with using frequency, some brands have a better frequency profile than others. And then again, some people can use a brand that most other people can't, but it really works well for them. So it's super individualized. And that's why this energetic testing that I do is can be so supportive and helpful, because we're able to figure out what exactly is the perfect one for you. So that particular one, if you could show me that one more time, I could use a test for it. Okay. That one's actually working very well for you.
I think so too.
Yeah, that's really good for you.
Okay.
And yeah, that's one that doesn't work for a lot of, works for a smaller majority of the people, let me put it that way, than other brands. But for you, that is on the money. Perfect. Perfect.
Cool.
So real good. Yeah.
And then, okay, so how does it work with like foods?
Okay. Yeah. The sequence that I do, again, during a session will enable us to identify what foods to avoid. So
Okay.
it makes it super simple. Instead of saying you can eat these 2,000 different foods,
Mm-hmm.
I can read is what your body is going to tell us of maybe 15 to 20 different foods that are major inhibitors to your progress and moving you forward. We'll be able to identify them and just say, okay, eliminate or reduce significantly these particular foods. And it makes it so super simple. Then you know everything else is going to be okay and supportive of you.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can go through that. But yeah. So
Very,
yeah, makes sense.
yes, I think so.
Beautiful.
Okay. You have any question about it? Is there anything else I can clarify?
No, I think, I mean, like right now, I mean, definitely like whole health is obviously like something I'm always interested in, but like specifically right now is foods and like food
Yeah.
triggers. Cause I'm a mess.
Don't get me love attractioning you on that one, girl.
I know. I'm great.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm
great,
healthy.
I'm
I'm
great.
fine.
You are joyously moving forward from where you are.
Yes.
Mhm,
Yes.
Definitely.
Is there an, I'm getting the feeling like there's something type of food you want to ask, like, is this good for me or that not good for me? That, or am I just
Ron, is there something that you can quickly identify for her, maybe?
Okay. Well, you know, the two, and people, this is not good news for some people because it means it's a significant shift, but the wheat supply in the Western world is white wheat flour. Things that are made of wheat is a toxin to just about every single person. I would say, without exception, I have not done a reading or an assessment with anyone that has been able to tolerate, that their body has said it's okay to continue eating wheat. It's a toxin, it's a poison, it's the genetic modification generates different substances actually that attack the thyroid, that cross the blood-brain barrier and impact the opiate receptors, which create a situation where this white wheat flour and cakes and breads and things like that, especially pizza, is craved by people because it's actually, according to FDA, my understanding of FDA standards, anything that has substance that crosses the blood-brain barrier is considered a drug. That's my understanding. Again, I'm not a doctor. This is what I've been told. And that's how genetically modified or Western wheat was banned in Europe, because it literally has substances in it that are considered drugs. So that's one thing right off the bat. If you reduce, I'm sure will be, and I'm testing, since you gave me permission, testing you for that. That's a definite yes. And the second thing that's not great news to people is dairy cheese is the second most common food to avoid that I pick up during the assessments. And it's a mold toxin. If you think about what food, that the fresh food, do you know that could be sitting around for 3, 6, 9, 12 months and still be good for you? I'm not sure. So yeah, it has a lot of different things. There's enzymes and flavor enhancers and other things like that from the studies that I've done. This is my own personal experience. That when I have my clients reduce or eliminate dairy cheese, their progress significantly improves and accelerates. And there's plenty of vegan cheeses, nut cheeses, etc., Garrett, that can be substituted. So, but reducing it is very helpful.
I can definitely attest to that because once I found out the gluten, wheat and whatnot, when I got off, switched off it and just went gluten-free, just, switched to gluten-free products, I noticed immediately the difference in my body. I mean, I never thought I'd be one of those, because I'm a chef. I buttermilk cream. I mean, I've done my whole life. Tell me I'm gluten-free? Are you effing kidding me? Well, it really did have an impact. And when hey, we're going to eat. And we eat, like Ron says, McDonald's is the best food in the world. I'm kidding. But when we eat stuff like that, I immediately feel it, especially if I've been eating clean per what my body tells Ron what I want or need.
Right.
So
I've been, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
I've been gluten-free for about a year and a half now. So when you were like, you're not going to like this, I was like, I know, because I've already been doing it, but I find it's not as challenging anymore. And then with dairy as well, like I just had spaghetti parm, but it was lentil noodles and then
That's what I just
vegan cheese. So
all right.
yeah, but I don't know. I went to the doctor a few months ago, and apparently I have more allergies to foods that I used to like than I've been having to stay away from. And it's an odd condition for an adult to have, I guess. But it's just like, that's why I'm interested, because it's different food triggers. So I was like, oh, maybe he has more insight, because there's like a lot of foods that I've had to cut out now.
I'm very curious, Kiana. Would you be, Ron, would you be willing? And Ron, can you? That's like asking Superman if he can fly, but do you know what foods they said you're allergic to? And Ron, could you tell her without her telling us? I'm trying to.
Yeah, that's a good question. This is based on different rules. The science that is being used is, to me, the way I explain it, that I've observed, and we can go into maybe a little bit of like a discussion about this if it was required, but anybody can look into this. Can I take 60 seconds with this, Emily? Anybody can look into this. Thank you. Look into the Flexner report, 1910. It was the game-changing document that put into effect the wheels and the mechanisms for taking natural health and putting it in the hands of the FDA, of the government, of what became then the drug companies, and making, this is my perspective, the government making health decisions for us. And the science then became, the studies that were done became more and more funded by big corporations who had an interest in the outcomes. And those scientific studies eventually wound up in the textbooks that doctors were using at medical school. So this is going on now for 110 years. And in my opinion, my perspective, the science that we're using today for medical science is wholly incomplete. and brings us to conclusions, leads to conclusions, even for doctors who are well-intentioned, who have the highest integrity. The tools that they're using point everything toward what is called, and you can look this up, unknown etiology. What that means is we don't know the cause of this, so all we can do is treat the symptom, when in reality they do know the underlying cause of this. It's just the science that's being used that has been altered and changed by big corporations, points them in the direction of saying there's no we don't know what the cause is, so all you can do is treat the symptom. And how do you treat a symptom usually? By writing a prescription. So, my perspective on that is that what the science is that's pointing to what might be an allergy for you might not be in congruence with what your body is going to tell me is an allergy trigger for you. So I may not be able to say, oh, this is what they said for you to avoid, because I'm looking at the pure energetic aspects of what your body is telling you. And that may not
Ruth,
that
do
make
you
sense?
have a quick question, Ruth? Or
Yeah, Ron, what was the name of that report again?
Yes, the Flexner report.
Oh, Fletcher, and that was 1910.
Correct.
Okay. And the other thing that that crossed my mind is I wondered, you thought maybe cheese was difficult for a lot of people. I was wondering about fermented foods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're definitely good for us if they're done right. Kimchi is excellent, and some sauerkrauts are excellent as long as they don't have preservatives. And I'm all for that, to continue to seed, basically, as like when you want to seed a lawn and you want to get it really robust and moving. Those type of things, as long as they're natural, fermented foods can be super beneficial for people, but not too much and not all the time. It's kind of like when you seed the lawn, you let it grow, and as long as everything is supported well and maintained, there's really isn't a need for that. Periodically, yes, but not all the time. So that's how I feel about that.
And I do want to add again, because this is a law of attraction group. We also don't want you to be fearful of everything that's out there. Because I'm going to, Ron knows I have great results with Ron, really amazing results. I will eat a pizza from time to time. What's wonderful about having this information is now I know when I go in to eat pizza and I'm sorry, I'm a dairy freak. I love my cheese, but I don't go crazy with it. But when I take my cheese or when I take that incredible slice of pizza, I say, I am going to enjoy the crap out of this. I am going to enjoy it. And my intention is to let my body release anything from this that is not for my highest good, easily and effortlessly. So the reason why I'm saying this is I don't want us all to be beating ourselves up if we decide to indulge, if you indulge or think that, oh my God, I'm going to feel like, don't go into thinking I'm going to eat this piece of pizza and I'm going to feel like crap tomorrow. You can put your intention around it, and is how much do we believe in that, but it's also having this information so we know when to, okay, I need to really focus my intention on this, and I don't want to indulge this too much. And then I want to get on to Jan.
Real quick. Ron, cover your ears. A point to that. Emily and I, a while back, we just were going, but we didn't care. We had McDonald's, we had all this crap that
we had a week
But here's the thing. We were excited for it. We were ready for it.
We didn't beat up ourselves.
We did not beat ourselves up. Even I did a little bit. The next morning, I swear to you, I woke up and I was
okay.
I was okay. Where in the past, it would have been awful. And I'm not saying to go do it and just law of attraction your way out of McDonald's or whatever, but just the point we're trying to make is don't beat yourself up if you do it. But
and just know that we do have energy over this. We do have awareness over this, but we have a lot of doubt in our head too.
yeah,
So it's it's being informed about it all, but really not beating yourself up. Jan, I want you to open up, and then we'll do cards after that too, because I do want to get to make sure everybody gets to check in with us.
Hi, Ron.
Hi,
First-
Jan. How are
I
you?
think I'm doing really good. Thanks for answering my question here.
Absolutely.
And I think I already know the answer. It's one of three things. Either I'm ascending really fast, or too much chocolate, or too much coffee. But this is my situation. I even had an appointment with the doctor. We tested it, every single blood level. And occasionally my heart just goes blah, 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 and loses its beat. And sometimes it can go on for hours. Sometimes it's just one huge flipperoo. I'm a very sensitive person. I'm an energy healer. So
Sure.
I do know sometimes it's, things that are just solar flares or different things. But I thought it'd be interesting to see what you had to say. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thanks for the question, Jan. Typically, these are issues that are stemming from low thyroid levels. Did your doctor ever say did you ever have blood work done for that?
Yes, she just did the TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone,
Right.
but I don't think she did the other levels.
Mhm.
And I'm just a little bit above normal.
Okay.
Well, should I take a supplement? She doesn't prescribe natural ones. I talked to her about that. And I'm
Yeah.
not sure if I want to take a chemical one. So
Definitely, yeah. I personally don't want to put chemicals in my body, especially when we have all natural alternatives that God gave us or Creator gave us to support us in this way. So yeah, one of the myths about or lack of information, I should say, about the thyroid tests that doctors do is that they only test for two different hormones, T3 and T4. TSH is a pituitary thyroid stimulating hormone. It has nothing to do with the output of the thyroid. So that's not going to really give us a good indication of what your thyroid is doing. It's going to say how much signal is going to it as far as the hormone to stimulate it, obviously, but that it does nothing for saying what kind of output it has. And using T3 and T4, there's 7 different thyroid hormones, and then there's a parathyroid, and medical science only tests for 2 of those. So there's 5 different hormones this is my understanding. Again, I'm not a doctor. My understanding that the parathyroid, which is on the other side of the neck, generates 5 different other hormones. So doctors are not checking for this. So even when people who are in quote unquote normal ranges, which is actually a really suppressed range, even if you're in that range, you're still below normal function it just averaged out over the general population, which the general population has very low thyroid levels. So it's not really indicative of good function. So
that's what I felt it was. So can you test and see what's low on me, and I can approach it from that?
yeah, again, a comprehensive, going through the full comprehensive, I can do just the thyroid level on you right now, but just to let you know that just one little piece
Oh,
of
yeah.
the entire puzzle. So
I'm
it's
make
really
an appointment.
Let's do it. So it's just like one little piece of the puzzle, and we want to see what
Okay.
the big picture is, so we know what your body is saying needs to be focused on first and foremost, and in the order it needs it, and that's the best way to get the results that we're looking for. So if I could get your permission to proxy test, I can give you a level on that.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So here we go. So I'm using this testing mechanism like Emily and I were just talking. There we go. That's it, the muscle test. So I'm doing the intuitive question, getting the answer, and then triple checking it here. So I'm just doing this below camera a little bit. So. Yeah, so I'm getting a 47. So it's the test that I use that is considerably underperforming. And it can be brought back up significantly with a few different suggestions. I have some frequency-based formulas that specifically target that, and a number of them, and a different range of support that comes along with that. And your body will, during an assessment, will let us know exactly what it needs to support that and bring it back into alignment as quickly as possible. So that makes sense. Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks for the question. Great question, by the way.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Jan, thank you.
Thanks.
Very much. And I just want to make sure if you have your chat open, Ron's email is there. I'm going to cut and paste it again so it's at the bottom of the chat. And what I'd like to do, and still, in play with Ron, but I would love to get some check-ins with everyone. And I do want to go back to Kiana because we never did your cards, love. So is that okay? You
That's
good?
okay.
All right, so Garrett, which one was first that she pulled?
Trust.
Trust is the first card that you pulled.
And this is literally, I pulled these when you came on, and I.
Yeah, before the call even started.
Yeah.
Okay, trust. And this is from Mother Mary. I know that God, in his infinite wisdom and love, is answering my prayers right now. You ask the question because you desire reassurance that everything is going to be okay. This card asks you to trust that indeed it will be. By relaxing with faith and trusting in God's infinite intelligence, you open the doorway to the answers to your prayers. In this way, you are more receptive to hearing heavenly guidance, which gives you intuitive instructions about which action steps to take. As you take them, you bring about divine results. This card promises you a favorable resolution to your current situation, even if it differs from your expectations. Mother Mary lovingly asks you to step out of the way so that God's handiwork has room to enter. Surrender any fears, worries, or desires to control the outcome. Trust in God's wisdom and love. Does that card resonate with you?
It does. It does.
Okay, and the next, and you pulled two cards this time, so it's tenderness was the
Okay.
other one.
And this one, this is right back at you about yourself, how to treat yourself. I am both gentle and powerful. This card counsels you to approach your current situation gently. It acknowledges and honors your deep sensitivity and asks you to do the same. If someone or something feels too harsh, trust that it is so for you. Your tenderness is a spiritual gift that allows you to feel the presence of Mother Mary and the angels. Trust your feelings as accurate messengers that guide you in healthy directions. You drew this card because your current situation calls for you to simultaneously honor your sensitivity while maintaining your boundaries. It's time for you to be both nice and assertive. Lovingly speak your truth to others. Mother Mary also guides you to develop physical strength through exercise and tenderly caring for your body. Does that resonate with you?
I think so. Yeah, I've just this past week it's been like 2 days. We're on Tuesday.
See,
Yeah.
let's set up something where we can do like a little mini private session with you.
Okay.
I would love to get, because I feel such an incredible connection with you since from the first call that you came on, and if you're open to that, I'd love to, just nothing, no agenda, no nothing, just let's just talk and connect.
Okay.
You good with that?
That sounds good.
Awesome. All right, we'll touch. Yeah, you got it. I'm gonna put my phone number in the chat, so you can just text me and we'll set something up.
Okay.
All right. Awesome, sweet. Because really, I just feel the yes. Awesome. Would anybody else like a card reading, or to pull a card for themselves? Go, Lisa.
Hello, everyone.
Hi. And also, obviously, if you have any questions regarding our wonderful guest speaker, Ron, please feel free at that too.
And he will be back, and we will be doing.
We'll be doing, yeah, we'll arrange, yeah,
Ron-centric one. We'll really get into it and really,
on a whole nother level.
yeah.
Okay, Lisa. Oh, and loved meeting your niece last time. Oh, who's right there? Duh. She's
There.
right there again. My screen is like, I have to share. Well, there you go, Rob. Loved meeting you last time.
I have a question for Ron.
Sure.
So I guess I'm taking supplements as well. And I went to a doctor maybe about 4 months ago, maybe 6 months ago. And we were talking, and he focuses on getting to the root of the problem. So he ran my blood work and everything, and pretty much it came back okay, but there are some supplements that he did tell me to take.
Okay.
I have to take 10,000 IUs of vitamin D. I also take progesterone, and he also mentioned that my testosterone and my estrogen were low.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm taking those things plus the supplement for the vitamin D. In addition, I take like biotin. I take biotin and for my nails and hair. And then I also take vitamin C as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure with that everything's working for me.
Right. Okay. Are you having this is 4 months ago that you've been on this program with him?
I want to say maybe it's a little longer. It's around February, so a little longer than that.
Okay. Okay. The way this works, I'm glad we're talking with someone who gets to the underlying cause. The way this works, and maybe if there's a specific question you have, I may be able to answer it, but there's also a more general way to approach these things. So did you have a specific question about it?
I guess I'm trying to see like the testosterone and the things that he has pointed out that I need help with. I need to go back and I guess have everything looked at again to see where my levels are. But I don't know. I'm not sure it's quite working.
Right. I see in your body, you're not really feeling that this whole idea of what you're doing is resonating with you, or the supplements that and the support that you're being asked to give your body is really working. Actually,
I won't say. Here's the thing. I also have to take, for my doctor, I also take high blood pressure medicine. So I guess my thing is, I hate taking meds. Supplements, okay. But this doctor also, in addition, explained to me exactly what you just said. The diet, trying to move towards a plant-based diet, get rid of the meats, the sugars, the dairy, and so on and so forth. So I really don't have a problem with that. And like 75% of my diet is plant-based. Sometimes, wheedle off, but not often. So I guess I'm not sure that, I don't know. I want to get to the point where I don't have to take high blood pressure medicine at all, because it's man-made. I don't know what's in it, and it makes me nervous.
Definitely. And I can completely understand that. And I support your efforts in moving towards something that's all natural. To me, my experience, and I lost count after 3,333 clients. Right, I knew you'd like that up. Has been that, again, I'm not a doctor of any kind, and this is not to replace medical attention. I'm just, that's what I'm supposed to say. The blood pressure in 90%, 80% of the cases that I've seen, as well as the hormone imbalance, are symptoms of an underlying cause. They are not the real source issue. So bringing whatever your body needs to bring back into balance, which typically has to do with digestion, the gut biome. A lot of times it's thyroid, which controls adrenals, which controls a lot of the electrical signaling between the organs and glands, which traditional medicine, I think, overlooks that the organs and glands are not just individual units, but they need to communicate in order to bring harmony into the rest of the body and to work properly. When that's not happening, things can go completely out of balance. And there are other systems that may be needing a little bit of moving back into alignment to bring these, what I look at, this the majority of the time, it's not always, are of symptoms of underlying causes. When you address those few different things that are out of balance, this will come back into balance. And it's to me, from my experience only, what I've seen when people are on these different medications, myself included, my experience over 25 years, it does more harm than good. And when we see these TV commercials, now 40% of the commercials on TV are about drugs. What's the longest, part of the commercial is all the side effects. It's only treating a symptom. It's not curing anything, and they admit this. It's just treating a symptom, and it causes 3, 4, 5 or more other problems. Right. So, it's so that's something that we could do with an analysis, with a full assessment, and I can give you the full blueprint of what your body's saying and what's out of balance, and what will, if this is one of those 80-90% of the time cases, exactly what it needs to do that. And eventually, as other people have said, and I have experience with, sometimes these things, a lot of times, it's not required to have these other medications because the body doesn't need it anymore. Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Did that answer the question?
Yes, it did. Thank you, sir.
Hey, you're very welcome. Thanks. A great question. It gave us a good opportunity to dive into this a little deeper and see what's really going on.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you, Ron. And the card that you have attracted is, sorry, I've got to get it so now I can see you again, is the sun.
Okay.
Love that.
Okay, the general essence of the card. The sun is acknowledged by many cultures as the foremost masculine force. In other traditions, it's been seen as the feminine in her full power. Either way, it is the most brilliant light for all beings and allows life to sprout from the dark, feminine earth. It can be gentle and warming close to sunrise or sunset, fall or winter, or it can be destructive, as in its zenith during a scorching summer. What your higher self wants you to know. Have you been hibernating? Have you been introspective? It's time to come out of your cave and savor the life-giving light of our star. The sun rekindles your passion and your creative energy. Life is calling you to shine your light and to add your lightness and humor to the seriousness around you. Get out and play. What you can take forward. Have you been shining your light for too long? Remember that daylight is only half of the day. The night must have her equal time, and she offers us her gifts as well. Be careful not to be blinded by your light or the light of others. Do not become enamored with yourself or worship others. Beware your shadow. Revel in your midday glory, but do not be afraid of waiting for the light. But do not be afraid of the waning of the light at dusk. Does that card resonate with you?
It sure does. Thank you so much. Actually, I was asking, for clarification on some things today, and that did it. Thank you.
You.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
Oh my God, that's so beautiful. Would anybody else like Anna? Anna and Alice? Okay, so go Anna and then Alice.
Well, this is so interesting because everything in my life is going great. And I'm thinking, like since COVID, I've gained a few pounds and I know I have to be kinder to my body. I think I've not done well with it. I don't take supplements. I don't take anything. I've never drank. I've never smoked. I've never done anything. But I know going forward now, I have to eat better. And my cousin also is 6 years younger. I'm texting her like crazy because I think she needs you, Ron, because she had all these food allergy tests, comes back negative, but she's having all of these reactions. And I'm trying to tell her about you, but many in my family don't understand this, and they don't understand we're vibrational beings with energy. What do you mean? Is he going to put me to sleep? Is he going to give me needles? No, it's energy. You're going to heal yourself basically too through what he's telling you.
Right.
But she's reluctant. So I did give her your number, your information. So, that's where I'm kind of at for myself. But everything, I really enjoyed your presentation tonight. So thank you. And that's it. Everything else is great. I've been enjoying my summer, and I need to basically also improve my immune system because I'm a school teacher. I'm supposed to go back in the classroom. So I want to make sure I'm optimizing what I need to stay as safe as I can, so that's kind of where I'm at.
Awesome. And again, everybody on this call right now, I think we got everybody's email. Jan, I don't know if I have your email because I was going to say I will put all of Ron's contact information and everything in there. So definitely anybody that wants to get in touch with, with Ron if they can't see the chat, because I know sometimes when I'm on a cell phone to see the chat. Awesome. Thanks, Jan. And Anna, the card that you pulled is Warrior of the Heart.
Oh, that's so cool. I just went to the zoo the other day too.
Awesome.
Here we go. The general meaning. You have the radiant spirit of a warrior of the light. Be impeccable in all of your actions. No matter what others believe, the Creator always knows the truth. This isn't the time to be timid and pull back. Immense courage is filling you. Throw your shoulders back, step forward, and take a risk. Be willing to live life from your heart rather than your mind. Honor your truth. Speak up for yourself. What your higher self wants you to know. The greatest native warriors weren't the ones who wounded the most people. They were those remarkable beings who had such personal power that enemies lay down their weapons rather than fight. There are times in life to step back and even times to walk away. But there are also times to stand up for yourself and those less advantaged. Don't allow yourself to be limited by your belief system. Courage doesn't mean that you aren't afraid. Fearless means just that. Fear less. Acknowledge that you're frightened and take action anyway. Face your anxiety and go beyond the boundaries of limited perceptions of yourself. Through your example, people find and act on their truth. You're a light bearer for others. What you can take forward. List everything that you're afraid of. Then next to that list, write every reason why it's important to overcome that fear. In other words, what does that fear cost you? Then make a list of the various ways that you can overcome that fear. Does that card resonate with you?
Yeah, I think so. The closer we get to September, it's going to be scary. It's going to be a school year like none of us have ever experienced. Alice knows that too.
Yeah.
A lot of damaged kids coming back from God knows what. I'm teaching the inner city, what they've been through, and just the uncertainty all around me. But I think I feel stronger than most. I'm trying to go with flow. I'm trying not to go with fear. I know everything's working out for me, my best interest, and I'm just trying to be strong and do what I need to do to help as many people in my path.
Yeah, I'm gonna in a follow-up email for this, I'm gonna put the YouTube link that I put up again for 6 processes for releasing fear and worry again. So that's
Thank you.
Those are
Thank you.
excellent.
problem.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Anna, if I can make a suggestion, if you would like to get on a call, a discovery call for free with your sister to discuss some of these things, I'd be more than happy to do that. And
Yeah, I would
maybe
love
we
that
could
because
sort
she's
it
really
out.
struggling right now, and I think, you know, some of the information you can give to her, I think I was meant to bring you to her for some reason, because she's suffering, you know.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm here to help. I'm
I
here to
will.
support you.
I will.
Okay, fantastic.
I just have to say again, I can't tell you how much I love this group. We're all called. I mean, I didn't even mention, you know, I wasn't even called, oh, I've got to advertise, you know, that Ron's, and it was just like, I know that everybody who needs to hear this is going to be on this call with us. So I'm just, the energy out there, everything that we attract just blows my mind continually on a daily basis. Alice. Hey, love.
Hi, I have a question actually for Ron.
Good.
Emily knows probably what I'm going to say. About a year and a half ago, I had strep throat, and it ended up like wreaking havoc on my immune system to the point that I ended up with what's called glutate psoriasis, which is a certain strain of it that comes from strep. It took like a year and a half for my body to go back to not 100%. It's not 100%, but it is significantly better than what it was. The medications suppress your immune system, which I can't do because I'm a teacher, so I don't want to do that. And then the things that I was taking were, believe it or not, years before this had happened to me, and I took Airborne. I don't know if you're familiar with the content of Airborne, but it's a lot of A, C, zinc, something within that the first time kind of cured me for a long time. And then this time around, it didn't do anything. I took probiotics, I took turmeric for inflammation, D, what else did I take? Fish oil, calcium, like everything under the sun. Now, a year and a half later, I am a lot better, but a little bit nervous that anything will trigger that type of flare up and take me a couple of years again to try to get it under control. Do you have any experience with this?
Yes.
I guess that's my question.
Yeah, great question. Really great question. The source of that can be, getting these allergies, can be from pancreas issues. So that could be what was one of the underlying causes. And the gut biome definitely is, as they say, 90% of our immune system is in the gut. And if we're not in perfect alignment there and requiring some specific cleansing, which we probably all could use, then that could be something that you may be susceptible to in the future. We could get on a call. We can do a little testing around that. If you wanted to go through the full assessment, I can give you an idea of what would be required, what your body is asking for to get that into its back into its full power, and boost your immune system in a lot of different ways. And cleansing the gut also assists in cleansing the liver, which supports pancreas. And if pancreas is at the one of the elements that was at the root of that issue, then it's going to be all super supportive in a way that goes down to the foundation of it and builds up from there. So yeah, definitely something that can be handled, that can be dealt with.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Great question. Thank you for the question.
Garrett, I'd like a card.
I was putting on pasta.
The Raven.
Raven.
This is right up your alley. Okay.
Yeah.
Magic, coincidence, synchronistic events. When the raven appears, it's a sign of magic, where coincidence and divine synchronicity bring surprising elements together. The raven reminds you that on the path to wholeness, the magic of Avalon appears and all things become possible. Ask the raven to help you be aware of synchronicity in your life and to see how the god-goddess works anonymously on your path. If you feel hopeless or lost, you may need reminding of this kind of magic. If you feel hopeless or lost, you may need reminding that this kind of magic occurs in your life daily. Even if you can't see it, trust it to bring joy, understanding, and fulfillment to your life, no matter what the present circumstances appear to be. Remember, the raven says, believe in magic and you cannot help but see it. Magic lives within the belief itself. Expect the unexpected and prepare to be amazed. Does that resonate with you?
Oh, yes, they always do.
Oh my God, that is awesome. Awesome, sweetie. And again, just, my gratitude for all of you. It just knows no bounds, the energy that we create together. Is there anyone else that would like a card reading or ask Ron a question? And Jan, we never did a card reading for you. I don't know if you wanted one. Yes, awesome. Jan.
Mother Mary's.
Okay. And Jan, you and Kiana together have received trust.
I'm gonna read that again.
Oh yes, please do.
Okay. I know that God, in his infinite wisdom and love, is answering my prayers right now. You ask this question because you desire reassurance that everything will be okay. This card asks you to trust that indeed it will be. By relaxing with faith and trusting in God's infinite intelligence, you open the doorway to the answers to your prayers. In this way, you are more receptive to hearing heavenly guidance, which gives you intuitive instructions about which action steps to take. As you take them, you bring about divine results. This card promises you a favorable resolution to your current situation, even if it differs from your expectations. I got to read that last part again. This card promises you a favorable resolution to your current situation, even if it differs from your expectations. Mother Mary lovingly asks you to step out of the way so that God's handiwork has room to enter. Surrender any fears, worries, or desires to control the outcome. Trust in God's wisdom and love. Does that card resonate with you?
Yep, she said she's got a yes. Awesome, sweetie. There you are. Now you're unmuted.
Thank you very much.
You're so
Thank
welcome. You're so welcome. So is there anybody else that either has a question for Ron or would like a card pulled that we haven't gotten to yet? No, we're all set. Okay, and I'm pretty sure I've got everybody. Richard, I'm not sure. Welcome if you're new, because I don't see you and I don't recognize the name on there. But welcome. This has been we've had a guest speaker on, Ron, for today, and glad you could join us. So I am going to be sending out an email with what we've talked about, what we've referenced. So obviously all of Ron's information. And then for those who were on the call at the beginning, I'm going to send you the link on our website for the meditation. I did check while we were on. I do have a very good future visioning web meditation on there, and I would say connect with that future, connect with that awesome future self. Let them pull you towards them, as we were talking about. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do any work. You let go of the oars, Abraham Hicks, let go of the oars, and know that not only is that future self pulling you towards it, but your self that is fully connected to oneness, your divine self, your soul self, all of this is also pulling you into everything that is working out for your highest good. I see it happening in my life over and over and over again, and miracles just abounding. I have been in so much, I've got to say, we're in the middle of all this thing, and I have to say, in the past couple of months, I've been feeling more joy than I've ever felt in my entire life, So it's we're there. We're on this path. The fact that you're on this call, the fact that you're interested in law of attraction, all of this tells us you're already on that path. Just let go of the oars and enjoy the ride. As I said, we're going to have Ron's info on there. The report that you mentioned, the flexing report, I'll reference that. I'm going to put up the YouTube video that I have on 6 processes for releasing fear and worry. And I think that's it. Yes, that's it. And Kiana, go ahead.
I have one question. It's just from like earlier you were talking about inner child work and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally in the past week or so, my parents were like, "Oh, we have this book that my mom and I, or my dad said, my mom and I both did this." I don't know. Is this something you guys have read?
I haven't read that, but we've done a lot. So many people are doing inner child work. It's so necessary. It's so incredible to do that. And like I said, we do it, with light body meditation. And I know Garrett doesn't like the word therapy, but I haven't found another word. Techniques. We do it with light body meditation techniques to help people move through that. In addition to really sorting out, okay, what was the underlying pattern here, and how can we just so easily we can easily release this energy from our bodies. So we do it through a lot of light body work. And totally, let's dive into that when we talk.
And just real quick,
Yeah.
And I never explained why that word therapy doesn't resonate with me, because therapy denotes that there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with any of you.
Beautiful.
I don't care what you did, who you are, there's nothing wrong with you. But that's a whole nother 12 hours I can go on about, but just wanted to clarify that.
Thank you. I didn't even know that's what the version was. I love that. Thank you, Sue, so much for sharing. So I'll get out the email with everything. You and I we'll touch base tomorrow, and we'll set up a time to talk. Okay, guys, again, thank you so very much. And Ron,
yes,
seriously, dude, you are amazing.
Thank you for having me.
You are amazing. Oh, and by the way, I also went off all hormone. I was prescribed hormone medication. Haven't needed it. Haven't touched it. And I'm just gonna. Maybe I'm doing TMI here, but I'm gonna be 55 next month. I'm still regular as clockwork. I'm just saying. So
It makes a difference.
I love you all so much. Thank you for being a beautiful
And
co-creative part.
Just want to mention again.
Wait, one more.
No, I just want to make sure, because we are definitely going to be doing some more things with Ron-centric. It'll be law of attraction, but it'll be something that we do with Ron, and we'll send it out to you guys so you'll know, hey, we're only taking this many people. We're going to get super focused, and we'll
Yeah, Ron and Garrett have been co-creating for some time now, and I'm very excited for what comes out of that. So anyway, guys, love you all.
Thanks
Love
for having me,
Thank
Garrett.
you.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for all your questions.
And our Washington contingent, you guys, I love you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Much love.
Good night.
Thank you.
You're welcome.